Okay, so good morning, everybody. Today we're going to do a tutorial on the Realtour Marketing Suite. Okay, so my name's Jana. I'm going to guide you through this process. It's going to be fun. It's very easy to use, so don't worry about it. I know it's Monday morning and everyone's, waking up. It should take us about an hour or so, depending on if we have a lot of questions. And as I mentioned to everybody, I am going to record the session, okay? So as long as everyone can see my screen, we can get started. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Realtour. Some of you maybe have never even been to our site, or some of you already have accounts. I'm not sure. So I'll try to keep the tutorial sort of in between so that the beginners get it, but that people who have accounts aren't, falling asleep. Okay, so to get started, I've logged into my Realtour account, and this is what my home page or my dashboard page looks like. And everybody has the same dashboard page. So it doesn't matter if you're a sales rep or a real estate agent or a photographer, everyone's got the same dashboard page. And we all have, sorry, someone just asked me a question if I can make them presenter. If I make someone else presenter, then you won't be able to see my screen. So that's kind of why I'm presenter right now, so everyone can see my screen. Okay, so going on. So everyone's got the same dashboard page. You'll notice right here in the middle, we've got all these big buttons for all of our marketing products and our branding products. Okay, and today's session, we're going to go through our top 4 marketing products. And those are photo shoots, virtual tours, e-flyers, and print materials. These are the 4 most popular things that our clients use. Okay, so you guys are pretty much, as far as I know, all sales reps. So what you want to do is understand how this works so you can explain it to any of your real estate agent clients. So try to imagine that you're a real estate agent and you've just got a listing and you want to make some marketing material for that listing so you can get it out there and advertise it. Most of our agents will come onto their Realtor account, and the first thing they're going to do is book a photo shoot. Okay? Now, I can't stress enough how important it is to invest a little bit of money and get a professional photo shoot, okay? Because if you do that, you're going to have amazing, beautiful professional photography that you can use in all of the marketing products. And visuals are key. Everybody is on the internet looking for properties. They're looking at virtual tours. They're looking at flyers. They want to see beautiful pictures of the property. And as you'll see, most of our photographers offer a basic photo shoot for about $100. So for a $100 investment, you get beautiful pictures to use in all your marketing stuff. So it's really worth it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's say I'm a real estate agent. I just got a listing. The first thing I want to do is get onto my Realtor account and book my photo shoot. Here's the big photo shoot button. I just click here to get started. Okay, now as we go through this process for all of the products, you'll notice that there's a lot of repetition in the steps. We do this just to make life easier for our agents. Once they get the hang of ordering something or making something, any other product they want to make or order, they kind of go through the same steps, so it's easier for them. So whenever you get started in a process, you're always going to come to a page that has all of your listings on it. Okay, so and they're always going to be organized by the product. These listings already have pro photography, so I've already gone in and ordered a pro photo shoot for this listing. The middle column will always show all of your listings that you do not have the product for. Okay, so maybe I've already gone in and created the listing for something else I was doing, but I never did get pro photography. Those always go in the middle. And then on the far right, you always have the option to create your listing. In order to do any of your products in our site, you always have to create a listing to get started. Okay, so this is a brand new listing. We haven't done anything for it yet. We are going to create the listing. So I'm going to click there. I always come to this page. This is the property details page. You always have to fill this out to get started. Now there's a lot of fields on this page. However, we only have to fill in the required fields, the ones that are highlighted in green, to move on to the next step. You can always come back to this page, as you'll see through the process, and fill in all the rest of the fields. But to get started, you just have to do the 4 that are highlighted in green. So let's just make up an address for today. We'll just make up a fake address. Okay, Monday Street, and let's just say that we are in Austin, and let's just put that in as our zip code. Okay, what pops up is the option to post our stuff on House Hunt. Now I'm going to skip this today because we're going to cover House Hunt in our next tutorial. So we'll just skip that for now. Now that I've filled in these 4 fields, I get a continue button. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step. I'm not going to bother with the rest of the stuff. Let's say I'm on my way out the door to a meeting. I just want to book the photo shoot quick. So I'm going to click continue. Okay, and the next page is going to show me all of the available photographers who service the zip code of the listing I just created. Okay, so here we go. We've got 5 available photographers. Now you can go through the photographers and you can click and view their portfolios. You can click on their pricing. I'll just click on that and it pops up and you can see what kind of packages they offer and what the pricing is like. You'll notice as you go through all of the photographers, they're pretty competitive with each other. So, and they know each other, so they pretty much all have similar packages and similar pricing as well. Each photographer also has a calendar, so you can see what dates they're available and which dates they're full, okay? So let's just say we like David. Maybe we know David, maybe we've used him before, maybe someone recommended him, but we're going to book David. And let's say I want this photo shoot Wednesday. I want it done as soon as possible. Wednesday's open. I just click on the date. It takes me to the next page. Again, I see all of David's packages and his pricing, only this time I'm actually going to select one of them. Let's say we just want a basic package. So there we go. I'm going to select it, scroll down, hit continue. Okay, the next page, I need to give David some instructions for how he's going to access the property. Now I can either enter a CBS code here if there's a lockbox, or David can meet me at the property, and there's my phone number, or the owner will be home. I can put in the owner's name and number. I can type in any special instructions, like there might be a dog in the yard, or the homeowner just got some new landscaping done. Please take some pictures of the gardens outside. Anything I want. I'm just going to choose meet me at the property, and then I hit add to cart. And that's it. Now the order is in my shopping carts. So as soon as I pay for this, the photo shoot is booked and I'm good to go. So you can see how you can go through the ordering process in just a couple minutes, especially if you already have your favorite photographer that you use every time and you get familiar with his packages and his pricing. You can book a photo shoot in minutes. Okay, now you'll notice up here in the invoice, this describes what we've ordered, the small package. There is my property address, and there's the date I've booked it for. And you'll notice right here, Platinum Virtual Tour for free. So this is another incentive to get your clients ordering professional photography. Not only do they get the beautiful pictures to use in all of their marketing material, they get a free Platinum Virtual Tour, which is our best Platinum Virtual Tour. It sells for $30. They get that for free for every single photo shoot they book. And it doesn't matter what kind of photo shoot. They can book the cheapest, smallest photo shoot we have. They still get a free Platinum Virtual Tour for free. So that's another incentive. Another good thing about booking photography through us, and this is something we've built into our back end, once David goes out and does the photo shoot, once the pictures are ready, David has his own back end through our website that he then goes in, uploads the pictures, creates the virtual tour, clicks one button, and all of the content gets dumped into the agent's account. The agent then gets an email saying, "Hi Bob, David's finished your photo shoot. Click here to go in and view your virtual tour." So this eliminates the horrible and sometimes hideous process of David trying to get the photographs to the client using Dropbox, using zipped files, all that stuff that a lot of our clients have trouble using. So nobody has to go and get the photos. David is going to dump them into your account and create your virtual tour for you. It's all done. So that's another great reason why you should get a professional photo shoot. Now I'm going to delete this out of my shopping cart so we don't accidentally book a photo shoot. And I'm going to go back to my home page. Okay, so now we have a photo shoot booked. Next, most of our clients will make a virtual tour. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. They'll use their photographs and make a virtual tour. So we're going to click here to get started. Again, we come to the same page that we did in the photo shoots. These are all of our listings divided into 3 columns. Listings with virtual tours. So these are listings that I've made over time and made virtual tours for. The virtual tours are published, they're live, they're ready to go. These are all of these ones. My middle column, these are listings that I've created, but there's no finished virtual tour. So for example, here's the listing we made for the photo shoot. It's not ready. It's waiting for images, and it will sit here in the middle until David, my photographer, uploads the pictures and publishes it, and then it will jump over to this column. Okay, but this is how we organize them. So you can see here that for your published tours, you can check statistics. So once your tour goes out there, people are going to watch it, and you might want to know who's watching, how many, where are they coming from. You can check statistics for that. You can click edit the tour. You can go into the back end of your tour and make edits at any time. Even if your tour is live and you've posted it on your website, you've posted it on the MLS, doesn't matter. You can always go back in and edit it, change a caption, change the price, upload more pictures. That's all you have to do. Once your tour is, once the property is sold, you can set this whole listing to inactive, and it will save it here on an inactive listings page. It won't delete it out of our system unless you manually delete it, but it will store it under inactive listings, just in case maybe maybe your client wanted to take the house off the market for 6 months and they want to bring it back in the spring. That's fine. You can set it back to active. Okay? So, and you can also create a new listing. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you didn't want to start with photography, you wanted to start with the virtual tour. You can create a new listing and you'll do it the exact same way we just did it with the photo shoot. Okay, so just to save us a little bit of time, I'm going to go into one of my existing listings that already has all the content and edit that, and that way we'll be able to see the tour from start to finish with stuff in it. Okay, so all of our products, once you are in the back end, have a navigation bar that stretches across the top of the page. We do this so that you can jump around in the process. You don't have to go through things from start to finish. A lot of these links are for optional features that you don't have to do, and if you want to skip them, you could start at the front and then skip all the way to shopping cart and miss everything in the middle. You don't have to go through the whole process because it can take a long time. Okay? But you can if you like, and for today, we're going to go through the whole process. Okay, you might recognize this page. This is the property details page. Remember, we filled in the 4 required fields to book our photo shoot? This is what this page looks like when it's full of content. So I filled in all the fields, I've uploaded a picture, I've typed in my little property description paragraph, so I'm good to go. That's all you have to do on this page. Next, I'm going to jump to the Manage Photos. Okay, now if I have booked a professional photo shoot, my photographer is going to upload the pictures and they will show up here in the Manage Photos page. Okay, they'll already be in here for me. However, you can use your own photographs if you have them. You do not have to use professional photography to make any of our products. If you have your own pictures that you've taken yourself, or you have your own professional photographer who's not affiliated with us, that's totally fine. You can just click here on Upload Images and you can upload anything you want, right? So here on my desktop, I have a folder called Images. I've got tons of images in here. Now you can select all of them at once and hit go and it'll upload all of them at the same time. But for today I'm not going to do that because that would take a little bit of time. I'll just pick one picture, hit go, and I can see it uploading right here, and once it's done I'll get a little thumbnail right here in my little photo bucket area. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, you can upload regular photos. You can upload panos. Now for those of you who don't know, panos are those pictures that basically are a 360-degree view of a room. You typically need a professional photographer to take one of these. They take a bunch of pictures, stitch them together, and then when they play in the tour, they revolve in a circle and it looks like you're standing in the middle of the living room and you get to see the whole 360 view. So we can do panos. You can take a video if you want, maybe on your iPhone or something, or you might have a photographer that does video work and you can upload a video. Some of our photographers do 3D photography as well, which feels like you're doing a tour right through the house. If you have that, they'll upload it there. If you have floor plans, maybe you have a PDF or a JPEG of a floor plan, you can upload a floor plan. I've uploaded a few here just for fun. Okay, and then also you have your headshots and your logos. Now you can manage those here under Manage Photos. You can also, under My Account, when your agents create their Realtour accounts, the first thing they're going to do is fill in their contact information, and they're going to usually upload their headshots and logos here under My Account. But they also show up over here as well. Same stuff, you can edit them, you can delete them. Nobody's going to have this many headshots, but this is a test account, of course, so most people have 1 or 2. Same with logos. I've uploaded a whole bunch of logos just for when I do tutorials, okay? So let's go back to photos. Okay, so these are all of my photos. I can upload them if I have my own. I can also download them. So if I have used a professional photographer, he's uploaded them here into my Realtour account, but I might want to also download them and save them onto my own computer because I might then want to upload them into the MLS, or I might want to send them to my client so they also have them. For whatever reason, you want to download them, you just click right here and you have 5 different sizes that you can download at. The reason we do this is because some of the MLSs like them at medium, some of them like them at large, depends on what city you're in and what your MLS requirements are, okay? So you can download them there. All right, the only other thing that you can do, actually I shouldn't say that. The other things you can do on this page, right now if you look at the order of these pictures, this is the order they will appear in your virtual tour. So this picture is going to be first, followed by this picture, so on and so forth. If I want to change the order, I just click on this thumbnail and move it. I want to move this over here. That's it. You just click on it, drag it and drop it. Maybe I want the pools to be last. Actually, I'll move that one up there. I'm going to make my pools last. Oop, that doesn't want to go. There we go. Okay, so you can fiddle around with this and get these in the order that you want. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Once you've got that, you're good to go. They're all set. And you can always come back here and change the order anytime. Okay. You can also, you'll notice there's a little red delete box. If you ever want to delete anything, you can delete it because all of these pictures are going to show in your tour. So if your photographer's uploaded like 50 pictures and you only want to use 25, just delete the 25 you don't want. You can download them all so you have them. Delete them out of here. Okay. The other thing we're going to do on this page is you can add or edit a caption. Now this is an optional thing if you want to put in your tour, you don't have to. But if I want to add captions to my pictures, I just click on the link. I get a nice pop-up with my picture and a couple little text fields down here where I can type in a location and a description. So my location might be, you know, front of house. And then I can type in 1 or 2 lines just describing it, you know, beautiful landscaped yard area. You know, something that, you know, is going to get people, that people want to, something that will draw attention to maybe something that's in the picture. Obviously, you're not going to type more than a short sentence or 2 because in the tour, your picture is only going to display on the screen for, I think it's less than 2 seconds before it moves to the next picture. And you can see right here, this is what it's going to look like, your little caption. And you can also choose a font. Now we have a little handful of fonts that are web friendly. If I change the font, you can see the new font changes right here. Okay, so I can take a look and go, oh yeah, that's what I want. Oh, that's kind of hard to read. I might go back to Verdana. There we go. Okay. Now I can close and go to the next picture, or I can right here click next image, takes me to the next picture, and I can do the same thing again. Type in a location and a little bit of descriptive text. I can do this for all of the pictures, or I can just do it for a handful of them. If you want to use captions, you do not have to use captions on every single picture. You can just do it on the ones that you want and you can skip a few. So that's entirely up to you. Okay? There we go. It's super easy to add a caption. And like I said, you can come back anytime and edit the caption too. You would just click here again and, you know, make your edit. Close. It automatically saves. Okay? You'll notice that most of our products do not have a save button. That's because every change you do, we just automatically save it instantly. You don't have to worry about clicking save. You don't have to worry about remembering to hit save. We will always save whatever change you've just done. Okay, so that is the Manage Photos page. Next up, map location. Now this one is very easy. Basically, we're just showing where our listing is on a Google map, okay? So here's our address, 123 Congress Avenue in Austin. There it is on the Google map. Now sometimes Google gets things a little off, you know, like sometimes if it's a new subdivision or something out in the country, it might have the marker in the wrong spot. If that's the case, just pick up your marker and just move it to where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be over here or something. Okay? So you can do that right here on the map location page. That's all you have to do on this page. Next up is floor plan creator. This is optional. If you do not have a floor plan for your listing, don't worry about it. You do not have to do this. But if you do have a floor plan and you've uploaded it on the Managed Photos page, we can then highlight our floor plan, okay, just by, I'll show you, it's really easy. Basically, we have set up locations for you, main floor, second floor, If you want to create a location, maybe it's a huge house and you have a floor plan for the 3rd floor as well. You just create your location. There it is. Okay. Here are my floor plans. These are the ones that I uploaded earlier. This is my main floor. I'm going to drag and drop it onto main floor. There it is. There it is a bit bigger so I can see it better. And here are my photos. These are the same photos that we saw on the Manage Photos page. All I'm going to do to illustrate this is drag and drop these pictures and dump them into the appropriate spot. So here's a picture of the kitchen. So let's put that in the kitchen. Here's something sort of outside. Let's put that outside. Let's say this is the front foyer. Put that in the front. Here's a living room picture. See, so you can just drag and drop pictures onto it wherever you like, as many as you like. Get them in the right spot. You'll notice once I've dragged and dropped the picture over, it turns into a camera icon. If I click on the camera icon, I get a nice pop-up of the picture. Now we are in the back end of the tour right now, creating the tour. When we're done, we'll take a quick look at the front end, and then everything we're making, you'll see how it looks when it's presented from the front end. So this is what it looks like in the back end. So that's me just doing a quick little illustration of my floor plan. And if I have a second floor plan, I can jump back here, drag and drop that onto second floor, and I can do the same thing. Drag and drop pictures onto my second floor. Again, this is optional. Only if you have the floor plans and you want to do it, you can do it. Next up is Flyer Selector. Now this will only work if you've already gone in and made an e-flyer or some kind of print material for this listing. A lot of people are going to start with their virtual tour, so they haven't done that yet, in which case this page will be empty and you can leave here, you can link and leave here and go to make your e-flyer right now, or you can just leave this step, just skip over it and come back to it later. Now because this is a test account for me, I have 3 different flyers that I've already made. If I want to associate one of these flyers with my virtual tour, I can just click on it and drag and drop it over there. And then when someone is watching my tour, there's a section in the front end, which I'll show you, where you can click and look at a PDF or download a PDF of the flyer. Okay, so that's the flyer selector. Next up is agent branding. So we allow a little bit of agent branding on your tour. When you come into this page, you're going to see all of your headshots and you're going to see all of your logos. So you're going to drag and drop the headshot that you want to use, whatever that headshot is, drag and drop it over. Same with logos, drag and drop whatever logo you want to use. Here's your contact information. All of this stuff is already auto-populated into the back end of the tour, and the reason it's auto-populated is because when I created my Realtour account, I filled in all of the information. So I filled in my name, my email, my phone numbers, I filled in my website address, my office address. Same thing with my headshots and logos. I already filled everything in under my account, so everything is here ready and waiting for me, okay? It makes life a lot easier. You'll see that when we go in and make a flyer to have everything auto-populate for you. It doesn't mean you can't edit it. As you see, as I mouse over, I can click in any of these fields and you know, add a different phone number. But if all my stuff is good to go from my account, then it's just one less thing I have to do, okay? So that's the agent brand. Oh, sorry, one more thing I forgot. We also have player themes. They're different colors. So you can choose a color theme that best suits maybe the photography or best suits your logo. Like for example, my logo here is blue and red. Maybe I like the blue one. I just select that. Now my virtual tour is going to have a skin on it that's this nice blue color. Okay, so you can choose the color right here. All right, so that's all we do on agent branding. Next up is SEO. For people who aren't familiar with it, it means search engine optimization. So basically what you want to do is pick out some keywords that are associated with this listing, keywords that somebody might be searching for when they're doing a Google search for a property. So if someone's looking for a 2-bedroom condo downtown Austin with a deck, they might type in those specific words into Google. You know, 2-bedroom Austin deck, you know, basic keywords. Think about it when you're doing a Google search. If you're looking for a property, what kind of words are you going to search for? Those are the words you want to put into your SEO box right here. And that way, if someone searches for any of the keywords that you've put in, your virtual tour is going to show up in their search results. Now, to make life easier, we have put the listing description that you typed in on the property details page, we've put that here so you can pick out keywords from this and put them down in here if you need to, okay? Or you can just type in whatever SEO keywords you want to use. Again, this is optional. You do not have to do this, but really it only takes a second to type in a handful of keywords, and then the odds of someone finding your tour in their search results are much better. So update my keywords. I recommend taking the time to do this. All right, we're getting close to the end. Music selector. Again, optional. But anybody who's ever watched a virtual tour, it really elevates the experience of touring through the house when there's a bit of background music, okay? So we have all these little samples of background music. If you click on them, you can play it. Now you guys probably can't hear that because I'm wearing a headset, but I'm not sure. So you can go through, listen to all the different samples, find one you like, just tick it, and you're done. If you don't want music, just tick no music. But again, I highly recommend picking music because it really does add to the experience when you're watching the tour. All right, next, view proof. Okay, so this is our chance to view a proof of all the work we've just done in the back end. I just click right here and I'm going to get a little mini version of my tour in a little pop-up window. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Okay. So I can play the tour. Now I've got a 3D tour in here. I'm going to exit out of that and just play the tour. Nope, I've got music.
Still Friday morning.
I'm going to turn off my audio so it doesn't annoy all of us. But here are my pictures. Here are the captions I added. So if you've made a tour, you should take the time and watch your whole tour. Here's a pano. Okay, because you might, this is your chance to make sure that you've got your pictures in the right order, that everything makes sense, that you don't have any typos in your captions, all that stuff. So this is your chance to go through the tour, make sure it's all good to go. When I stop the tour, I get all of these little icons at the top. Property details. If I click on this, it brings me to the property details page. So this is when we created the listing, this was the page we filled in, but this is what it looks like when it's in your tour. It's a bit of a nicer presentation. Okay, my floor plans, remember we did floor plans? This is what it looks like from the front end. And here's my little cameras. I click on them, there's a nice view, okay? And the viewer can, they can download this, they can download a PDF of it, they can print it out if they want to take that with them to the open house. Oh, house hunt. So this is where my property is on the Google map. There it is right there, okay? And I'll explain what house hunt is when we do our next tutorial, but here's my Google map. I can forward my tour to a friend. Now this was not something we had to set up in the back end. It's just something that we do automatically. So it's done for you. So if I'm watching this tour and I think my sister might like this house, I can put in their name, their email address, and hit go, and they'll get an email with a link to watch my tour. This was the flyer. So remember, I had a flyer ready to go. So I dragged and dropped my flyer over. Now it's associated with my tour, and someone, when they're watching it, they can print the flyer or they can download a PDF of it so they have a nice big version of it. Some people still like paper, so they might want to print this out and have it and not do the digital version. Someone watching the tour can also download the tour. Okay, now this is kind of old. Not many people do this anymore, but we still offer it. Downloading the tour means that you will get all of the code and all of the files that go into making this presentation, which you can then burn onto a CD. So if you wanted to burn, if you're an agent and you wanted to hand out CDs at your open house, you can do that. Most people don't do that anymore. They just take the link and they'll email it to people and say, here's a link, watch the tour. Okay? Now I have a 3D photo shoot in mind. A lot of people will not do a 3D photo shoot. That's up to you if you want to book one for your photographer. But if you do, it shows up right here and you can go through it. Contact, simple page where you guys can, where the agents can get some information from the person watching the tour. So they can fill in their name and their address, add their comments. Hi Bob, I really enjoyed, your virtual tour. I love the house. I'm really interested. They can fill in a little questionnaire. They can request a showing. I really want to see the house on Wednesday morning, and hit submit, and now Bob's going to get an email from whoever was watching the tour with all of this information. It's like a little lead generator for them. Okay, so now we've just gone through our tour. This is just a pop-up window, okay? We're just proofing it. If I see a mistake or anything I want to fix, I just close my pop-up window and I'm in the back end still. And I can use my navigation bar and jump back to anything and make a change. maybe I saw a typo in one of my captions, or I want to add a new caption. I just jump back to Manage Photos, make my change in the caption area, jump back to View Proof, watch my tour again, make sure it's good to go, and you can do that for any of these fields, okay? When we're done proofing it, our tour is good to go, we're happy with it, these are our virtual tour links. So you've made your virtual tour, it plays, but it is only live in your Realtour account. It is on the Realtour website, but nobody else can see it. You have to take these links and put them out there in the world for everyone else to see. Now these links I can click on, they're live, and I can watch the tour just by clicking on this link. I can copy this link and paste it into an email and send it to someone, and they can click on the link and watch the tour. But your tour is not on the MLS. It's not on Realtor.com. It is nowhere else. You need to do that manually, okay? So real estate agents have to do that. But this is where they get the link to send it everywhere. So when they go into their MLS account and they upload their pictures, they copy the link from here and paste it into their MLS account. If you want your tour to be on Realtor.com, you simply click on the Realtour tab, type in your MLS number and click Send Link, okay? And then the tour will automatically show up on Realtor.com. It should be within a few hours. Sometimes it's 24 hours, but it typically just will show up within a few hours. Domain name. This is optional. If for whatever reason you don't like the look of your link, because this is what your domain name basically is right here. If you don't like the look of that, you can go in and purchase a new name. Type in whatever you want it to be, 123 Congress Avenue, whatever the address is, whatever you want it to be, and you can check and see if it's available. If it's available, you can add it to your shopping cart. I believe it's $19.99, an additional $20 if you want to have a custom domain name. Or this will tell you that the domain name is already taken. Yeah, oh, this one is available. So if I want it, I can add it to my shopping cart, and then I can use that instead of this link for everything, just so it looks a bit nicer on my marketing material. But most people don't bother with the domain name. QR codes, if you want a QR code for this tour, every tour we create, we automatically generate a unique QR code. You can download a JPEG of it right here, and you can send it. Maybe you want to put it on your signage that you're putting out front. Anything you want to use it on, you just download a JPEG of it right here. YouTube. If you want to send this tour to your YouTube channel, no problem, you can do that right here. If you do not have a YouTube channel, you can still click in here and it will be hosted on the Realtour YouTube channel. But either way, if someone searches for 123 Congress Avenue in Austin, Texas, they do a Google search, or they go onto YouTube and do a search, they can watch your tour on YouTube as well, okay? Maximum exposure, these are just 3 other sites that if you want to put your tour on, you just tick, 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 that's it. And within about a day or 2, they will show up on these sites. Okay, so I'm going to untick this because I don't want my tour to show up there. Again, statistics, if you ever want to see your statistics, how many people have viewed your tour and when, you can do that on this page, okay? You can also, if you want your client to see these statistics as well, you can type in their name and their email address and add them. And this is a list of people that are going to get my statistics report, and it goes out every Monday morning. And you can also come in and delete them. If the property's sold and you don't want this client receiving your stats anymore, just hit delete, okay? So that's what we do here in the back end. Last but not least, you would go to the shopping cart and pay for your tour, and then everything is live and good to go. Unless you booked a photo shoot, in which case your tour was free with the photo shoot, and then the links and everything are live and good to go. Okay? So that is a lot to go through. The virtual tour is our biggest product. It takes the most to make. However, as I mentioned, so many of those features in the back end are optional. You can do a very basic tour. If you have a small listing, some people will just upload 10 or 15 pictures, pick some music, and that's it. They don't do anything else, and that's totally fine. It's completely up to you, okay? Our other products are a little less involved. They're a little faster, as we'll see. So we've done a photo shoot. We've just made a virtual tour to showcase all our beautiful images that we just got. Most of our clients, once they've done that, will then make an e-flyer. Okay, so an e-flyer is a digital flyer that they will then blast out to all the other real estate agents, okay, in whatever area they want to, just to get the word out that here's a new listing. The e-flyers link to the virtual tour. So you'll get the e-flyer in your email, and then you can click on it and watch the virtual tour. So this is like a little ad that they send out, okay? It's much faster to make. So let's make an e-flyer. We're going to click here to get started. Okay, now we recognize this page. These are all of my listings. These are my listings that have e-flyers. These are my listings that exist but don't have e-flyers, or I can create a new listing. It's the same steps every time. So again, just to save a bit of time, we're going to use my test account because it already has pictures and stuff in it. Only I'm going to create a new flyer. Instead of editing an existing one, I'm going to create a new one just so we can see the process. Okay, so I am in the back end of the eFlyer creator. Now again, just like the virtual tour creator, we do have a navigation bar that goes across the width of the page. This is so I can jump around a little bit, move forward, move backward, okay? Property details, let's take a quick look at that. This looks familiar, right? It's because it's the exact same page as the virtual tour because we are in the same listing. We're still in the 123 Congress Avenue. We do this so that, I mean, it would be crazy to have to come in here and fill this stuff in every time you want to make a new product. Now, an e-flyer is not a virtual tour, but it's for the same listing. So we're not going to make you come in and fill in all this information again. We're taking this property details page from the virtual tour, and we've already got all this content, okay? Any existing e-flyers are going to show up here. Now I've got a few because again, this is my test account, but if you're coming in here for the first time, you're not going to have any existing e-flyers. This page is going to be empty until you start making some. Template library. Okay, so this is a library full of, we literally have hundreds of templates for people to choose from, okay? These are all of the categories down the left-hand side. We've got, you know, American themed ones, we've got classic, corporate, we've got holiday themed ones. If it's Christmas and you want to send a little Christmas one or Thanksgiving, we've got ones for multi-listings. If you've got an open house and you're teaming up with another agent, you're going to do 3 or 6 listings, you can do that, okay? When you, for today, let's do an American one. Let's go into Texas. Let's say we're in Texas, and let's say we're in Austin. These are our Austin-themed flyers. If I want to see what they look like a bit bigger, I can click on Preview, and then I get a nice pop-up so I can see what the actual finished product will look like with content in it. It gives you a better idea of what yours is going to look like. You're like, oh, okay, that looks good. I like that. It's a little pop-up window, so I can just close it. Let's just say that's the one I want to use. I just click on Select. Now the system is going to generate my e-flyer. Now it takes a couple seconds because to make your life easier, the system is going to auto-populate as many fields as it can with information from property details and your personal information that's in your account. Okay, so here we are in the Edit Template page. Here are all of our pictures. And again, these are the same pictures that we had back in the virtual tour because we already uploaded them. We don't have to upload them again. However, if you want to upload some new pictures, you can click on the Upload Images right here. Upload them the same as you do. Same with floor plans. You might want to feature a floor plan in your flyer. And again, your headshots and logos are here as well. You'll notice in the flyer, my address is already here. My price is already here, my headshot, my logo, all of my contact information, my QR code from the virtual tour, everything is already here. It is auto-populated, okay? So we're just doing this to make your life easier and to save you some time. Now, just because it is auto-populated doesn't mean you can't edit it. You'll see if I mouse over any of these text fields, they're live. So I can click on a text field and I get a little pop-up with a text box editor, and here's the text, and it's bigger because it's really hard to edit. You know, some of the text on your flyer is really small. So I can come in here and I can add new text if I want, right? I've got a few little editing options. I can do some alignment, I can bold, I can use italics, I can change the font color if I want to change the font color, or I can change the size if I want it to be a bit bigger, a bit smaller. I've got a few basic options in the text box editor. Once I'm done editing my text, I can just hit OK. and it's going to render my changes right here in front of me. So this is a nice feature. It just means that you don't have to leave the edit template page to see the changes. Any change you make, you're going to get a refresh button. You click refresh, and a couple seconds later, it will have rendered those changes, and you get to see them live right in front of you. Okay? So as I said, I can change anything I want. I can change any of my text fields. Okay? All I have to do now is add my images, and all I'm going to do is drag and drop them right into the template. Here are my pictures. Let's say this is my main picture. I want to use it. I'm just going to drag it over and let go. And there it is. Okay, I can do that for all of my fields. I want to put that one there. I want to put this one here. I want a swimming pool one there. There's my refresh button. I hit refresh, and it's just going to render it, and it's going to place my pictures beautifully into my template. So there we go. My template is basically, my flyer is basically finished. It only took me a couple of minutes to do it because I took the time to fill in all the information on property details and my account. But as I said, I can still make a few edits. Now keep in mind, these are templates. So you're kind of more or less stuck with the layout you have chosen. They're not so advanced that you could click on a text field and move it around somewhere else. At some point in the future, that would be a great idea for software. We could do that, and maybe we will. But for now, you're pretty much, this is the layout you've got. So that's why when you're in the library, you want to take the time to choose a layout that's really going to work well for all of your content. The few things that you can do, you can delete image fields. So for example, if I don't want my logo for whatever reason, I can click delete. Now that's going to delete the image. We'll just let it render so you can see. So now there's a logo field. I could drag and drop any picture I want into that logo field, or if I just want nothing, I can delete that image field altogether. And then I'll just have nice blue background will show up on my view proof. Okay? If I change my mind and I want to bring it back, I just click the little check mark and it will bring back the image field. Now, for the most part, people will use all of the image fields, especially on a flyer. However, if you're making a brochure, which is a lot of pages, there's a lot of image fields, you might delete one or two just to, because you don't have enough images or you want more white space, that kind of thing. Okay? So here's my template. I'm happy with it. My flyer, I think it looks great. I like all the content. Next is view proof. So just like the virtual tour, we get a chance to proof our work, and I cannot stress how important it is to take 5 minutes and view the proof of your e-flyer, because once you blast this out to 500, 5,000 agents, if there's a big glaring mistake on your flyer, it's too late. You can't get it back. It's just like when you send an email to someone. Once they get the email with the mistake in it, they've seen the mistake. Now with the virtual tour, it's a little bit different. You can put your virtual tour live on the MLS, and if you notice a mistake, you can go back into your back end, fix the mistake, and it'll, next time someone looks at it on the MLS, it's all good to go. It just updates it live. You can't do that with an e-flyer. Once you've blasted it out, it's gone. The only way you could fix your mistake is to come in, fix the mistake, and re-blast it out, and then the agents are going to get a second copy of your e-flyer. Either way, it doesn't look good. So please take a minute, because every day we get a panicked support call from an agent who has just blasted out an e-flyer with the wrong price, wrong open house date, they forgot to put their phone number, just silly things like that, okay? So here we are on the view proof page. If you want to further cover yourself, you have the option of sending a proof to your client. So you could put in your client's email address, type in a little message, hi Bob, here's the e-flyer, I'm thinking of sending it out tomorrow morning. Do you like it? Do you want me to make any changes? Blah, blah, blah. Send a proof. Your client gets this image. Then they can get back to you and say, oh, Jana, I really don't like that picture of the pool. Can you use the other one we have? Anything. You can click edit further or use your navigation bar, whichever will take you back to the edit template page. You want a different picture of the pool, that's fine. There's my other pool picture. I drag and drop it over top of the old one, hit refresh. Okay, it's going to render my new template with the new picture. Go back to view proof, make sure it looks good, send it back to Bob. See, really easy, okay? It's really easy to jump around and make changes. So that's the view proof. Next we have links. Okay, on our links page, the very top is the subject line field. You absolutely have to have a subject line in order to blast out an e-flyer. Now the subject line is the same thing. When you send an email to someone, you type something in the subject field at the top, it's the exact same thing because they are getting this e-flyer in an email. So you want to take a few minutes and type in something that's going to get people's attention, that's going to get them to open the email, right? Like beautiful new house, great price, something like that, okay? One key piece of advice, do not add exclamation marks in your subject line, okay? It is a spam tag, okay? When you put those in your subject line, spam filters pick up on that and they block your e-flyer, so you don't want to do that, okay? So just type in something, not too long because it is, you know, it's a subject, but something that's going to get them to open your e-flyer. Okay, so there's your subject. Next, we have 3 links. So every e-flyer is allowed to have 3 links. Most people want their e-flyer to link to the virtual tour that they made. So to save you time, we have filled in the first link with view the virtual tour, and here's the link for your virtual tour. So you don't have to do anything. If you were to send this right now and someone clicked on it, it would link to your virtual tour because that's what most people want to do. However, this is optional. If you don't want your e-flyer to link to anything, just leave all of these blank and continue to the next step. If you have a virtual tour that you made with another company, that's fine too. Copy and paste the link for it in here. You can put any 3 links you want. You might want to have a, you know, welcome to Austin, right? A link that says that, and then you can find whatever website that is. Let's just say it's austin.com and put in your URL. Maybe you want someone to, you know, visit my website, okay? Whatever your website URL is, put that in there. So now I've got 3 links. Now, to make sure my links work, click Preview. The preview is, this is what your e-flyer is going to look like when it's in someone's email inbox. Here's my subject line at the top, the date, it's coming from me. Here's the e-flyer. Here are the links at the bottom. Now I should really take a minute and click on each link and make sure that this plays the tour. Make sure this goes to the Welcome to Austin website. There we go, austin.com. Okay, so that works. And visit my website, okay? So this is another chance to make sure that your links work, and they're live right here. Okay, this is just a pop-up so I can close it. So I've got my subject line, I've got my links. I can now continue or use the navigation bar and go to the next step. Either place, doesn't matter. Next step is distribution. So this is where I'm going to make decisions on how I'm going to blast out my e-flyer and who I'm going to blast it out to. You have 2 options. You can use our map blast tool, which is really easy and what most people use. You can also add your own email addresses. Maybe you have an Excel spreadsheet with a list of your favorite clients. You've got a little database full of them. You can do that as well. You can do one or the other, or you can do both. It's totally up to you. Let's do the map blast first. When I click on that, I get a little pop-up, and it's going to show me a Google map with a target blast area in red, and my listing is this little marker right here in the middle. Now I can see over here in this target area there are 2,999 real estate agents, and that's going to cost me $33.18. If I'm good with that, I can hit continue and carry on. However, that's a lot of agents. Maybe I don't want to blast it to that many agents. So this is a Google map. You can zoom in or zoom out to get more specific. You can also click on these little handles and make my target area smaller. I can move it around like this. I can click on these and make it smaller. Let's say I want to be a more specific area. Let's zoom in so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, I want it even smaller. I want it to just be right around, right downtown, right where my, let's say it's a condo, right where my condo is. Let's zoom in even more so I can see. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm really, oh, I don't want to go over the highway. Let's move in so we're not over the highway. There, let's say this is my specific area I want to target. 159 agents for $10.58. Okay? If I'm happy with that, I can carry on. If for whatever reason I might want to add an additional target area in a different area, I just click add another target area. It's going to zoom me back out and give me a new target area in purple. Maybe, I don't know why, who knows, maybe I want to do another target area over here, or maybe I want to zoom way out. For some reason, I want this target area to be somewhere down here. But you get the idea. You can make target areas and move them around. Every time you zoom in, zoom out, change the shape or the size, your chart over here, your little price summary, is going to change. So you will, every change you make, this instantly recalculates. So the area 2 has 98 agents for 98 cents. Okay, so in total, 257, $11.56. If I don't want to bother with the target area, see how I can delete it? I can just delete that target area. Now I'm back to my main target area right here. Okay? So if I'm happy with that, I just hit continue. Okay, I'm back on this page. There's my map blast. It's going to 159 people. I also have some of my own personal contacts that I want to send this to, so I click on add email. Now I can, up here in this text field, I can type in an email address if I want, or if I have a bunch of them, I can copy and paste them in here as well. Or I can upload a CSV file. So if I have them in an Excel spreadsheet, I can do that. I can import a bunch of contacts from my Gmail account or from my Yahoo account as well. If I do that, it's going to show up, all of my addresses are going to show up here. And if I want to save them as a distribution list so that I don't have to do this every time I do an e-flyer, I can do that. I can say, you know, fall 2016 clients. I can give it a name and hit save, and now the email addresses that I had up here are going to be in my fall 2016 clients. Now I only had one email address, but you get the idea. If you send, like, maybe you have a favorite client list or my client gold list, I've got 11 people on it, maybe you have one where you have 20 people, you can just come in here, save the distribution list so you don't have to do this every time, and then it will always be in here. For whatever listing you're doing, anytime you do an e-flyer blast, these lists will always be here, and you can just tick. I want to blast it out to these two. Okay? So there we go. So I've got an additional 12 people. I hit continue. Here's my summary, 159 on the map, 12 people from my contacts. There's my total. There's my price. There's my subject line. I hit continue. This adds it to the shopping cart. And as soon as I pay for this, it's going to go out. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're ready to blast it out, because the minute you pay for it, it's going to enter our queue and it's going to go out. And sometimes it'll go out in like 5 minutes if there's no one in the queue ahead of you. Sometimes it might be 10 minutes if there's a few other blasts, that kind of thing, but it will go out immediately. Okay, I'm going to delete this so we don't accidentally blast it out, because I have done that before. All right. So that was an e-flyer. So now we've ordered a photo shoot, we've made a virtual tour, we've made an e-flyer. Last but not least, print materials, and this one is going to be really fast because, as you'll see, it's the exact same as the e-flyer, except that we have a few different template types. Okay, so I'm going to click here to get started. Again, here are all of my listings, some with print material, some without. Let's go into our test one and just click create new. So this is the only real difference from the e-flyer creator. I have some different options. E-flyers are always going to be single-sided. They're 8.5 by 11. The reason we do that is so that if you get an e-flyer, you can print it out and it will fit on a normal piece of paper. Okay? So when you're in the print creator, same thing. A single-sided flyer is 8.5 by 11, so you can just print it on regular paper. You can also do a double-sided flyer, so 8.5 by 11, but you can get it printed double-sided, so you get twice as much content. You can make a brochure. Now these are 11 by 17, right? And then you fold them in half and you have a little booklet. So you've got a front cover, 2 inside pages, and a back cover. We also do postcards. We do jumbo-size postcards and then little mini small cards. Okay? So you can pick whichever one you want. Let's just do a double-sided flyer just for fun. Okay? So again, we're now in the back end of the print creator. Just like Virtual Tour and eFlyer, we have a navigation bar that goes across so you can jump around. Our property details page is the same. Existing items is going to show all of our existing flyers that we've made. Template type is where we just were, where we chose what type of template. We chose double-sided. So we are in the double-sided template library. Just like the e-flyers, we've got pretty much all the same categories. You can go through all of these. Okay. Here are the templates right here. Let's go back into America again. Let's just say we're going to stick with our Austin theme. Okay. So here they are. Again, I can click on preview and I'll get a pop-up, front page, back page. Okay. If that's the one I like, I just hit select, just like I did with eFlyers. The system is going to generate the flyer for me and it's going to auto-populate with as much content as it can. And I'm back in the template editor. It looks exactly the same as the eFlyer editor. The only difference is that I've got a front page and a back page. It's auto-populated with all of my information, but I can mouse over and click on any of these fields and change them. I can drag and drop my pictures in. Okay, there's my front page. I can jump to my back page. Okay, drag and drop some more pictures, super easy. Let's say I don't want this last one because that's just too many pictures. I want some white space. I can just delete that. Okay. I can click in any of these text fields and change any of these. There's my headshot, logos, everything's auto-populated, super easy. Then I'm going to go to view proof. I see a questions come in. Just give me 1 sec because we're almost done here. The view proof, you can look at the front page, back page. You can jump back and edit further. You can send this to your client just like you did the eFlyer so they can let you know if they like it before you go and get a whole bunch printed. And I can download a PDF of it, okay? So if I want to download a PDF and print it myself, or I want to download a PDF and take it to Staples and get them to print it, I can do that. If I have a printer that I like to use, I can click Order Professional Prints, type in my printer's email address, give them instructions. I want 250 copies, double-sided, full color, thank you, and hit go. The printer's going to get a print quality PDF to print. Now I'm just going to check my so Tracy's asked a question, can you add the Fort Worth theme, skyline, whatever? Okay, so in these particular templates, this image across the top is not editable, okay? It's part of the background. However, we do offer custom templates. A lot of our clients will ask us to do a custom template for them. Some people want an entirely new template and we charge $50 to do a full design and we turn it into a template and put it into the template library, but we only give that client access to it. So if you pay $50, we can make you a custom template that you have access to and you can use it over and over and over again for all of your listings. So that's a $50 option. Also, if we have a template, like for example, maybe you really like this template, but instead of the Austin skyline, you want the Fort Worth skyline. So for $25, we can customize an existing template. It's cheaper because it's a lot less design work. All we're doing is swapping out a new picture for you. Or maybe you like this template, but you don't want it in blue. Or instead of 3 pictures, you want one big text or one big picture area, something like that. So if you choose an existing template in our library and you just want to tweak it a little bit so that it better suits your needs, for a fee of $25, we'll do that, and we will only give you access to it. So that's the beauty thing. You're not paying and then everyone gets to use it. You pay, you get to use it, and it's a template so you can use it over and over and over again forever. We have clients who have custom templates and they use their custom template for every single listing. And we've done things like, you know, add their contact information and stuff to the background so they never have to change it. You know, it's kind of nice. It's really nice to be able to do that. Okay, so you'll notice once we hit the view proof page, that's the end because this is a print piece, so it's not going to be blasted out to anybody. It's not an e-flyer. Basically, when you get to the view proof, you can send it to your printer or you can download a PDF, and that's what you do with your print stuff. Okay, I'm going back to the home page. So guess what? It has now been 1 hour. We've gone through our 4 big marketing products that our agents use. These are the most popular products. that they can use to advertise their listings, make their own marketing material. They can come in to their Realtour accounts and go into any one of these at any time, access the marketing material that they've made, or they can make edits. You know, some people will go in and blast out an e-flyer, and then they'll go in the following week. They want to edit the exact same e-flyer. They want to call it up. Here's the one I sent last week. I'm just going to edit it and blast it out again. Okay, so sometimes they'll do one a week for 4 weeks. They don't want to make a new flyer, but here it is. Here's the one we just made. They can just blast it out again. Okay, so they can access any of their marketing materials at any time. It's always going to be saved in their accounts. So I'm just going to check over here because I think Tracy's got another. Okay, I'm just going to read a question here that someone has. The text field is very small. So Tracy's wondering, can Capital Title pay you to create it? You have a theme for all of our areas except Fort Worth. We will have, yes, you could do that. So we've done that before. We've had agencies ask us to, maybe they already have some marketing material. They have a bunch of flyers that even another designer has made for them, but they want to turn those into templates and put them into our library. We can do that for a fee. So if Capital Title had a couple templates they wanted to offer to your agents, we could turn those into templates, put them into our library, and then just give your agents access to those templates if you wanted to do that. If that answers. Yeah, okay. Okay, does it, oh, okay, someone else has a question. Does it charge the realtor every time they blast the flyer or the marketing materials? So to make the marketing materials is free. Every time you make an e-flyer, just making the flyer itself is free. You only pay to blast it out. Okay, so every time you blast that out to a group of people, you're going to pay for that blast. You just pay for your virtual tour once. With print material, the print material actually comes free. If you've purchased any of these, you get to use the print material, the print creator, for free. So if you've done a virtual tour or you've booked a photo shoot for that listing, you can go in and make any of the print material, as many pieces as you want, and you can download a PDF of it for free every time. However, if you haven't purchased anything else, if you're just using us to make print material, it's $9.99 per listing. So you go in, you create your listing for $9.99. You can make as many flyers, as many brochures, as many postcards just for the $9.99. You can just download the PDFs because, you know, we do have the occasional client who only uses us for print material. We have clients who only use us for e-flyers and they do their virtual tours elsewhere. Most people use us for all of their stuff because it's just easier. You saw how easy it was for me to go through and just make everything because I'd entered my listing details once, I'd uploaded my pictures once, and then everything was good to go. Okay, so I don't know if there's any other questions. So $9.99 for virtual tour creation. We do have a basic bronze tour, and it is only $9.99. The tour I showed you guys was the platinum virtual tour. So it has all the extra bells and whistles, and it's $29.99. Or it's free if you order a professional photo shoot. But if you just have a small listing and you just want to upload some pictures, add some music, it doesn't allow you to add captions. It doesn't allow you to send it to YouTube. It doesn't have extra bells and whistles, but it is only $10. So some people will use that as well. Okay. Any further questions? And if you guys think of something, if you think of another, oh, here we go. Are the prices listed within the program? Yeah, so right here we've got a prices drop down. Right here, this menu across the top has some extra features. Right here, prices. You can click on any of these. For example, virtual tours, and it will show you the 4 virtual tour packages, everything included, and the price. And you can also watch a demo version. So you could watch the bronze tour and you'll see the basic bronze tour compared to a platinum tour. And you can do that for all of our stuff, whether you want to look at e-flyers, print materials, newsletters, anything here. And if you think of any questions that you don't know that we didn't cover today or you're not certain about them, you can always click here for help as well. And we have a live person, Amanda. She looks after all of our marketing and all of our client support. You can have a live chat with Amanda and ask her any questions too. Oh, here we go. Can Capital Title create material for ourselves and pay to blast it out to areas? Yes, of course you can. We have a number of companies in that. We have a few title companies who've done that. You know, they want their own stuff created, and we'll create that and put it into our library, and then we can put all of you guys into one group and just give you guys access to the capital templates so that nobody else goes in and is like, oh, I really like that template, I want to use it, and it's not theirs to use. So we can do that for sure. Okay. I'm just waiting if there's any further questions, and you can always email me. I'll put my email in the chat. It's just jana@realtour.biz, or you can email Amanda@realtour, I'm a terrible typist, .biz. She's our client support person. Where do we see the recording of this webinar? Okay, so I'm going to put this webinar onto YouTube, and I'm going to find out from Amanda who she emailed back and forth with to set up this tutorial, and we will send the link to that person, and then that person can send it to all of you guys. Or Amanda will have a list of everybody who attended. So we'll get that out to you guys. As soon as I'm done, as soon as we're done the session, I'll upload it to YouTube, so within about an hour. Okay, so how can someone watch this session? Yep, you'll be able to watch it on the YouTube link. Okay, is everybody good? Okay, well, let's wrap it up. I'm going to stop recording.